Supreme Court bench of Justices D.Y. Chandrachud and M.R. Shah today struck down the West Bengal Housing Industry Regulation Act 2017 for being in conflict with the central legislation of RERA. The Supreme Court judgment today has held that the West Bengal legislation had lifted word to word from the central legislation of RERA and was in conflict with the central law because the central law was already occupying the same field. In fact, Justice Chandrachud stated that the safeguards that is there under the RERA to protect the interest of the home buyers is also absent from the West Bengal state level legislation. Justice Chandrachud said the overlap is so significant that the test of repugnance based on identity of subject matter is established. West Bengal has attempted to establish a parallel regime which is not constitutionally permissible. The court held that though Section 80 of RERA permits a state to enact its own law on the similar subject, it stated that such a law has to be complementary to RERA and it cannot be in conflict with the central legislation which is already occupying the field. The Supreme Court today held that though the West Bengal Housing Industry Regulation Act is struck down today, all decisions which have been taken under the Act before the judgment being delivered will not be null and void and they will be continue to be in operation. Ever since Trinamool Congress emerged victorious in West Bengal Assembly elections, it has been reported in several media outlets that Trinamool Congress supporters and party workers have allegedly attacked BJP workers across the state. With this in background, two petitions have been filed in the Supreme Court today, one by BJP leader and spokesperson Gaurav Bhatia and one by Indic Collective Trust. BJP leader Gaurav Bhatia primarily seeks a Central Bureau of Investigation probe into the instances of violence in the state. Gaurav Bhatia, calling this entire incident as a dance of democracy, has stated in his Supreme Court petition that this has been orchestrated by the All India Trinamool Congress. Apart from a CBI probe, Gaurav Bhatia has also sought directions from the court to the state of West Bengal police to show before the top court as to how many FIRs have been registered ever since the violence spilled over the state. The second petition is by Indic Collective Trust, which has sought directions to the President of India to impose President's rule under Article 356 of the Indian Constitution in the state of West Bengal, noting that the constitutional machinery in the state has broken down. The Petitioner Association has also sought directions to form a special investigation team headed by a former Supreme Court judge to inquire into the alleged incidents of attacks and violence in the state. The petition by Indic Collective Trust is primarily based on numerous media reports which have claimed and stated that the entire incidence of violence in the state has been orchestrated by the All India Trinamool Congress. The lawyer in the Indic Collective Trust has moved an urgent application with the Supreme Court of India Registry to have the matter heard this week itself. Well, that's all from Supreme Court today. Do stay tuned with Supreme Court today tomorrow as well, and don't forget to like and share barandbench.com.